What is up, legends? We are back, and we're back in several Mortal Sins. All right. So they have Idol Michael up here, and of course she has the usual event, and by far one of the cutest characters in this game, if not arguably the cutest character in this game. But we are going to actually go over here and look at the 7 days of Christmas, so you can see complete 7-day mission 10 times. So obviously we got the login. Bam. Which gives you Nikita, which is looking all thick and everything else like that. So I saved that for you guys. So now what I need to actually do is clear any star shards days for 10 times. I haven't been doing that in a while. So obviously we're going to be trying to do that. Day 2, you got the login right there. Then use coins right here. Day 3 is spin diamonds. Day 4 is summon 10 times, including soul mirrors, which is the usual that you should save all your big summons for that, even though I'm going to summon today. But you still should save your big summons for that. I'm going to be fine anyway. Log in day 5 on Limbus Arena, so you save your arena for that stuff. What a lot of people do to make it easier on themselves is just don't do any in the arena until day 5, and then head in and start doing that, because it's not going to count until you actually get over here for the day. So you just might as well, especially when you need 30 victories. If you're at a high rank, you just might as well just not even do anything unless yourself free fall a little bit. Matter of fact, just put like level 1 enemies and level 1 defense in there or something to make yourself free fall easier, just so you can get those 30 victories. That's just for the people who are high ranked right now. Like if you're in top 100, you obviously are not going to get 30 arena victories very easy, no matter how strong you are, unless you're like the whale of the whales. Just don't even ego trip. Just let yourself free fall. Day 6, enhance any star shards 5 times, which is not that hard. Day 7, give presents 10 times, which again is not that hard as well. You can kind of like easily do that, like save any Kazuna stuff that you have to do for that point. Like if you have any Kazuna farming, like new characters, like we just got Nikita, so that's the Kazuna farming right there. So yeah, and remember that you need to actually do this single. Don't spam it. Like you have to do it one at a time, because this game sucks at counting. just keep that in mind. So yeah, so we have the 40 love right here, which is achievement, and then if you get holy Idol Michael, you get to run through all that type of stuff and have some fun with it. If you have normal Michael, you get the 250 as well. In the shop, you see how much it costs to actually just simply get her. That this is again an instance of you will have to use everything available to you to get that 120,000. It is possible, it can happen, but every drop of stamina that you have will go towards getting that, if that's what you want to do. And then you have the normal baseline characters right here. Holy Idol set, which is 75,000, which is usually what it is. The Virtue Soul Mirror right here, which you can just go ahead and snatch it if you wish to, also 70. And the rest of the store is the typical stuff, including the dupes. This is all the samey type of stuff that happens. You have Starry Glow right here, that if you want to partake in that, and then you still have Merry Xmas if you have been farming in that. What I've been basically doing is just basically just doing whatever at this point. And if you want to cheese a little bit, what you can do to make for the karma gift is you can just buy the karma gift stuff over here and then use that for the daily login. Now, as far as the character, we also have Kazuna going on right now, by the way. She is a green unit, which is very useful. Go to her first skill, Dancing Slash, deals 150% attack as damage twice and grants the caster speed up before the action if the current total number turns of odd. I I don't know why they continue to do this. If something is happening, nonsense, but that's not game design. That's just I every time I see it, I want to throw a table. like removes the target's buffs and reduces the caster's CD by 1. I'm gonna explain what that is at the end of all of this and why I dislike it so much. Caster's CD by 1. If the current target is number of turns is even, increases the caster's move gauge by 40% after the action. Speed up 3% stacks up to 5 times, so it's gonna be 15% and lasts for 3 turns. You have your skill damage overall, and then what it gets when you go further in. Demon Slayer 4 deals 125% attack as damage 3 times and inflicts a guilty verdict on all enemies, which is nice. No supplemental reason why it should or shouldn't work. Before action, remove all allies taunt. If the current total number of turns is odd, that's inflicts charm on the target. If the current total number of turns is even, increases the caster's move by 50%. Guilty verdict, final damage taken by 20%, stacks up to 2 turns, lasting the entire battle unremovable. Skill damage is extra 30%, moving on level 2, level 3, the 30%. Guilty verdict changed to all enemies, which is amazing because, like, bruh. Guilty verdict, 5%, the 30% CD cooldown, the base attack 125. Blessing Anthem, attack all damage on all enemies before action, removes all enemy shield, which is nice. Deals 200% extra attack on agility type enemies, which is fine because that's a counter to agility type. If there are at most 3 allies left on the field while dealing attack, grants all allies damage reduction. After the action, revives 2 defeated allies and restores their HP by 70%, which again is extremely nice. Literally one of the reasons why you would use this character in PvP more so than PvE. You shouldn't be dying in PvE as long as you balance right. There's no reason to have to rely on this as a crutch. Hopefully your heal is doing the healing job. Faith in Chaos, Sencure permanently gains immunity to taunt, which is cool. If there are at least 3 enemies left on the field after action, grants the casters all damage reduction and restores the caster's HP by 40%, which is good because it's typically just her, but again, there's that caveat. All damage reduction when affected by the effect. All damage taken reduces 1 for 1 at turn. Rise of the Angel. If the caster's HP is above 50%, including 50%, increase allies' move gauge by 25%, excluding the caster, and grants the caster Rise. Rise, this effect lasts for the entire battle, unremovable, and up to 3 stacks. Sunbreak. When the caster is affected by at least 2 stacks of Rise, deals 125% as attack as pursuit damage 3 times on the enemy with the lowest HP and inflicts Sunbreak on them. Sunbreak, when turn starts, deals 200% of the attack damage for 1 turn, which this one skill alone makes her good. Makes her a speed lead as well, but it's a caveat to that speed lead. For whatever reason, they like using that, and I'm going to explain what that is in a second. Rise of the Angel, again, right here, but what you're mainly looking for is the fact that she is going to actually have a speed lead at the at pretty much right here. Rise of the Angel, the caster is above 50%, including 50%, increases allies' move gauge by 25%. She has to be above 50%, so if she's under that, she is not a speed lead anymore. And you also notice, for the most part, you have to force this speed lead because she doesn't have the highest speed. As you can see right now, 1400. Like, she's like that. There's at least, I believe, 7 or 8 characters faster than that right now. So what I mean by force is you have to get perfect rolls on your star shards. You have to actually get her maxed on all her karma. You literally have to force it to make her like that. Now, however, she has a higher speed than Furka. So directly or like almost automatically she's better than Furka. She's a better offensive force. Defense, no, because that defense is terrible. It ain't even 1K. The attack is good. So essentially she's better overall than Furka, except that you have to have a situation basically for her not to do her job as what Furka does, but Furka does the speedy job just slightly better. So in my opinion, even though you have speed Raphael, I think she's along the lines of that because she's more of an offensive version, obviously one of the cutest again in the game. However, almost everything about her kit, again, just like the original version, is if this happens, you're good, but if this happens, you're gonna suck. And I don't know why they rely on that, because what that is that's balancing to make this character not be meta. That's essentially what they're doing every time they do stuff like this. They want you to be meta sometime, and then another time you're just gonna be assed out and lose. And I hate that type of balancing, because that's RNG on top of RNG on top of RNG that you need to actually even summon the character. There's two. You don't rely on RNG to balance your game. Just balance the damn game. It's not that hard. Jesus Christ. As a person making a game and dealing with this type of stuff day in and day out and having to review games for the past 10 years, it's infuriating when companies do that. It's a cop-out. Balance the effing game. Just sit here and say, okay, this character, this character, this character, this character. Characters are going to come in and be strong. That's the whole point. And then you just have to balance them. It is the biggest cop-out, and so it pisses me off. It's the biggest thing on YouTube that pisses me off when companies do stuff like that, because it's effing lazy. Just sit down. That's what you're getting paid for. That is what we're giving you money for when we do top up, and balance your game. Don't rely on stuff like that. That is like you just take all of the fun out of the character and out of the game when he's like, okay, like, you know, half the time your character is gonna be good, and you're gonna know it's gonna be less than half the time, by the way, because you have a 50-50, and then something else can happen during that 50-50. You can get CC'd, and then all of that is useless all the way around. So then now you actually have to build to make it so that you don't get CC'd to even have a half a chance for you to actually be good. And it be the odd round. Absolutely not. That is not game design. Oh my God. I don't, you know, when I say it out loud, everybody's like, holy shit, like, you know, oh, I get it. But I think companies don't actually sit down and think about that type of stuff when they're building these things, and to throw it out there, and then somebody comes along and be like, holy hell, did you even think? And then they're like, oh damn, we got to fix it now. Like, why did this? Like, I guess I want to throw a table, because that's how bad it is. The summon, like, you just get your blood pressure up when you're like, it's obvious that somebody didn't think about that particular thing. You don't put RNG on top of RNG on top of RNG. That's how you kill your game. It just is. Historically, that's how you kill your game. It never works in any game. It's never worked at all. I know somebody's gonna come and complain and say, well, you got to get good and all that type of stuff. It's never worked. Name a time in any game that has actually worked, where people liked it. Never. Not one time. Because you always have somebody every single time, like, try to be company stands and say, like, oh, I think that it's a good. It's never worked. You can't name a time that somebody's ever said it worked, and that the game has been like legendary or something like that, and people was like, holy crap, I like the RNG, the fact that I'm going to lose like majority of the time because of the stupid ass system. Like, that's nobody's ever said that. Unless they're going to be a D-rider. Remember when I talk about this? D-riders, like somebody's going to D-ride. 100% somebody's going to D-ride. All right, let's see if we get some hype. We probably not going to. See. And that's all I'm going to spend right now. Just every day adjust and everything. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to save that for the summon day. Save that for the summon day. I just wanted to go in and we'll save this for the summon day, do all of this. And then I have all of these waiting. And that's one of the reasons why I was waiting to do this. And it took a while. This is like 2 months of me doing it. I was waiting for an event for something like that. They used to do it every month, and they stopped doing that. Now I know everybody's gonna act like, are you gonna summon for the character? Yes. I think she's cool, like I said, and I'm actually going to use her to replace Furka because I'm bored of Furka right now. I still to this day don't think that there's a better speed lead than her in this game because she doesn't have a caveat. She don't have, if this happens, then you're gonna, you know, she just, if you're fast enough, she's going to speed lead. That's what there's no if, and, or but about this. She's going to speed lead and she's going to do her job. You notice every character that I have that I use right now there's no caveat, which is why I keep using those characters and don't change out everybody else because, and the reason why I use the certain characters that I have and on my team, and the reason why they're the way they are, every single character that I'm using right now, they do their job and there's no if. If, like, that's stupid. Ay. I will catch you guys next video. See you soon, and if you get the character, good luck, or if you're summoned and you want the character, good luck. Is a character worth actually going after, you know, to get, despite the flaws of it being stuck behind that bad game design, it's still a good character at the end of the day. I don't think it's meta, but it's still a good character. Thank you, Legends, for getting to the end of the video. We do 3 to 4 videos every day. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be first in notification squad. I love everybody who stops by, and I will see you next video. Peace.